2 American soldiers have died because they couldn't swim, and this is really important. Well, these 2 soldiers were taking place in massive military exercises in Morocco. These exercises consisted of over 10,000 troops combined among the countries. But just a day into these military exercises, everything changed, and the entire plan had to be changed. And the exercises were turned into a rescue mission to try and find 2 soldiers who went missing. Now, the rescue mission lasted at least 10 days, but in the end, they found out what happened to these 2 soldiers. But before the US announced they had died, they admitted what happened to them, as I made a video on. And in that, I told you that these 2 soldiers were walking along a coast path, and one of them fell off the cliff and then fell into the Atlantic Ocean, which has big waves. Now, this soldier was unable to swim, and so the other soldier who was with them jumped in after her to try and save her. But if you've ever been around the ocean, you'll know that is the first thing you don't do if somebody falls in and lands in big waves and can't swim. You don't jump in after them. It's just a bad idea. But they did, and for some reason, they weren't trained to swim in the army, and they weren't trained not to jump in the water if somebody is drowning because they can't get out. And because of that, as we all expected, and as I told you it would be announced, the US has now announced that both of these 2 US soldiers died in these exercises because they couldn't swim. Being trained in the water is probably quite an important thing for the army, and I'm sure they are, but I guess not to the extent that you need to be to survive waves, like I'm sure there were. Probably the army's fault for not teaching them well enough. So we'll see what happens, but for some more global news like this, you can leave me a follow.